Yes. Okay.
Miss, I shared the screen. Is that clear to you?
No, I will share.
No, Khawla, Madam Imen is going to present, to share her screen. Okay. And you just follow from her screen.
Okay.
Okay, is it okay for the sharing? Haifa, Mariella?
Clear.
Did you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So we can start. Yes, Haifa, the floor is yours.
Khawla.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. First thing, I want to say it's an honor for me and my group to participate in this project with you. Before starting our presentation, I want you to give you a brief idea about our work procedure. We started with a meeting with our group, shared the task. We collaborated with the students from different schools. Pinar Preschool of Sfax, Tunis, CNS Polisti, Romania, Lycée Bishir Nabini High School, Tunis, and Tarafa, Italy. The logo, we chose this logo, and Siwar will tell you more about it. Siwar, the floor is yours.
Our theme is our sustainable holiday trip. So the puzzle pie symbolizes the world we live, the bag represents traveling, and the three colors in this logo are the pillars of sustainability. And now we'll back to Khawla.
Thank you.
Just to interrupt you, girls, just to show the audience your logo. Imen, can you move back to the first slide of the presentation?
No, sorry, yes.
Back? Yeah. She was talking about this logo. So can you repeat what does this logo represent?
Okay, I'll repeat. Our theme is our sustainable holiday trip. So the puzzle pie symbolizes the world we live, the bag represents traveling, and the three colors in this logo are the pillars of sustainability.
Okay, thank you. Let's carry on, Khawla.
For the section 1, Aurora is supposed to present it. So we move to section 2. It's of the Webquest is a glossary. It's a glossary with different vocabulary that can deal with in our section. So we explain this word. If you are wondering what carbon footprint means, if you wonder what food carbon footprint mean, a footprint is the greenhouse gas of emission produced by growing, breeding, farming, processing, transporting, storing, cooking, and disposing of the food you eat. In US, each household produces 48 tons of greenhouse gases. Transport, housing, and food have the three largest carbon footprint. And if you are wondering what carbon offset means, it's a reducing or removal of emission of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases made in order to compensate for emission made elsewhere. Offsets are measured in the tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. 1 ton of carbon offset represents the reducing or removal of 1 ton of carbon dioxide or its equivalent in other greenhouses. I bet you never heard of Earth Overshoot Day. So Shahad gonna explain it to you.
Okay, so Earth Overshoot Day is observed on the date when humanity's demand for ecological resources and services in particular year exceed the capacity of the Earth to regenerate in the year. We keep this gap going by depleting natural resources supplies and accumulating trash, principally carbon dioxide, in the atmosphere. So to calculate Earth overshoot day is by dividing the planet's biocapacity, the quantity of ecological resources Earth is capable of producing that year, by humanity's ecological footprint, human demand for that year, and multiplying by 365 the number of days in a year. Earthshoot Day 2023 has been projected by August 2. Now I think you're all wondering what's the carbon footprint. So obviously carbon footprint is an amount of carbon dioxide emissions associated with all the production of a human.
Sorry, Shahd, and because you were talking about Earth Overshoot Day, and now you are talking about carbon footprint. So the slides are, you are not, Imen is not showing the right slide. So if you, Imen, if you move back to the slides, yeah. So here she's talking about carbon footprint. Go ahead, Shahd. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, it's okay. So carbon footprint is an amount of carbon dioxide emissions associated with all the production of human consumption's activities. It includes direct emissions such as those that result from fossil fuel, combustions, means of transport, the electricity that is associated with goods and services consumed. In fact, the carbon footprint concept also often includes the emissions of other greenhouses. Now I'm giving back the floor to my friend Khawla.
Thank you, Shahid. Aziz, Baya, and Amina gonna represent the section 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Baya. I'm so happy to meet you. Now I'm going to present the webcast section 3, which is about questions relating from the Padlet 13 to 16. Now we move to question 14. When planning for a sustainable holiday trip, we should take care about our health, respecting others and their privacy, keep our Mother Earth clean.
Yes, Baya.
What are the 3 pillars that you should consider when you plan for a sustainable holiday trip? The 3 pillars of a sustainable holiday trip are, first, the social pillar. The social pillar is a company's sustainable development refers to values that promote equality and respect for individual rights. Second, the economic pillar. The pillar is based on companies' ability to contribute to economic development and growth. In other words, they must encourage and promote protection of the environment by limiting the risks posed by their production. Third, the environment pillar. The environmental pillar is founded on a commitment to protect the environment by reducing risks and measuring the environments of companies' activities. Impact. Now we move to the next slide. Section 5, section 15. The SDGs are some rules that is enjoyable to follow them to keep our trip better. It also helps us to discover new lifestyles and strike up new relationships. Now I'll let Amina continue.
Hello everyone, I am Amina. I'm presenting section 3, question 14. We shouldn't pollute the environment and we should take care of our Mother Earth. Also, we should respect others. What's more, we should take photos and have good memories. Question 15. The CDGS helps us to plan for a sustainable holiday trip. Also, it makes us follow some rules like keeping our environment clear. Question 16. When we plan for a sustainable holiday trip, we should consider the third goals, good health and well-being. The sixth, clear water and sanitation. And the 50, life and on land.
Good, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so we move now to the section 4. I don't know who is the presenter of section 4.
Did you have?
Yes.
So I think he is not here.
Okay, Khawla, you are with me.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so what about, okay, section 5? Someone here to present section 5 of group number 1? No?
I think they are not here. All of them, they are not here.
Okay, so perfect for group 1. What did you think, Haifa, Mariella?
Okay, it's sad that they are not here, the presenters of section 5 and
4.
I don't know. Yasmin, did you write section 5? Yasmin, can you hear me? No.
Okay, then shall we move to the second group?
Okay. Yes. Okay, this is group number 2.
Hello, teacher.
Yes. Hello, who is with me? Aziz?
Aziz, yes.
Sorry. Can I go back to group number 1, Haifa?
Yes.
Yes.
For
Just,
section, which section?
Yes. I know that his section was presented by Baya, but because he is coming and he challenged the circumstance, okay, of holidaying. He want to present his part. Yes, Aziz, the floor is yours. You are section 3, question 15.
Yes, the SDGs are some rules that is enjoyable to follow them to keep our trip better. It also helps us to discover new lifestyles and strike up new relations. Thank you, teacher Iman.
Okay, you are welcome. So excellent. We go back to group number 2. Sorry, Haifa and Mariella. Okay, this is group number 2. The logo is for which pupils?
From Zrafa, Jada. Jada is connected. Jada, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, Jada is here.
Yes, you want to present the logo?
Jada, do you want to say
yes,
anything about the logo?
could you explain us the logo?
Maybe she wants to talk about this section where she wrote.
Okay, it's not a problem. Yes, okay, so I will explain the team of students. So we have some students from Pioneer Middle School, Sfax, Tunisia. Also, we have students from Lycée Bashir Nabhani, from Sarafa.
Nuhe, are you here, Nuhe?
Yes, I am here.
Yes, good.
Okay, so get ready, please.
Yeah, I am.
Sorry for the interruption, Iman. So,
yes.
Nuhe, maybe you can just start presenting, and whenever your students section, I'm talking to Mariella, whenever your students want to interfere or intervene, she can raise her hand and just get into the presentation, okay?
Yes, Noha, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. Let me start by saying a few words about my own background. My name is Nouhe Baghdadi. I'm from Lycée Bashir Nabhani, and my team is Mulka and Emna. She couldn't be here with us today, but we have Mulka here with us. And with the other groups, we have people from Pioneer Middle School Sfax and Sfara and DNSS and yes, anyways, as you can see here on the screen, our topic today is Madam,
Can you move
can
on the
Yes.
next slide, Yemen,
Yes.
please?
Yes, I think the section 1 is for Yemen.
Okay, Yemen, go ahead.
And we go back to Noha for section 2. I think this
Yes.
this is yes. Okay, Noha. Okay, so yes, Yemen, the floor is yours. Could you activate your microphone?
Hello, I am Yemen Nefer. I am student for Pioneer Prep School, member of the project OSHT2. What are the three pillars that you should consider when you plan for a sustainable holiday trip? The three pillars of sustainable development are economic pillar, social pillar, environmental pillar.
Good. So we give the floors again to Noha to explain section 2. Yes, Noha.
Glossary, carbon footprint, carbon offset, Earth overshoot day, and any other terms that the group deems need clarifications. If you're wondering about what food footprint is, well, it's the food footprint examines the environmental and social costs associated with the production, distribution, and consumption of food. It's a visual representation of the energy and the resources used to produce a single meal. A footprint refers to the environmental pressures created by the food demands of the individuals, organizations, and political entities. مادام كانت نجم ترجع للتصويرة I'm gonna
Yes,
present
okay,
the
sorry.
photos. As you can see here in the photos, we have a photo of a hamburger, which is one of the food footprints, and it can cause a lot of food footprints and negativity. And in the other photo, as you can see here, you can see nature, and it defines nature and what a food footprint refers to. Moving on to the second section 2 about carbon footprint. Carbon footprint. The carbon footprint is a total amount of greenhouse gases produced to directly and indirectly support human activities, including carbon dioxide, methane, and other gases. It is used to measure the impact of an individual, organization, lifestyle, or operations of the environment. My talk is particularly relevant to these of you who is familiar with the carbon footprint, which is you can, sorry. Well, we have top tips to reduce carbon emissions, which is upgrade your heating system, and with the famous quote, reduce, reuse, and recycle. As you can see here in the photos, we have a definition of a carbon footprint, which is
Okay, Nuhe, shall we move to the next slide?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, whenever you want Mrs. Iman to move, you just tell her to move on to the next slide, okay?
Okay, thank you. A carbon offset helps people to make a positive contribution to the environment. Plus, it can change lives, bringing economic, social, and health improvements. Earth Overshoot Day is a day in the year which is the date when humans exceed the demand for environmental resources and services. As you can see here, I'm gonna go ahead and present two photos. Two photos, which is a photo of a sustainable lifestyle. As you can see there, it is a picture of it looks healthy and positive, and it defines an Earth Overshoot Day and a sustainable lifestyle. And yes, thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Giada and I present section 3. And how do the SDGs relate to our project? The Sustainable Development Goals relate to your project to make the world better and more sustainable. Talking about the goal, it sets and a sustainable holiday. Which ones of the Sustainable Development Goal should you consider when you plan for a sustainable holiday trip? You should write and expand answer explaining your response. Thinking about how plan for a sustainable holiday trip. Sustainable and responsible tourism aims not only reduce travel emissions but also to respect the tradition of culture of the local host communities in order to increase to tourist responsibility again over tourism, mass tourism that damage to planet. The Sustainable Development Goals SDGs are a set of 17 interconnected goals defined by the United Nations as a strategy to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. This slide presents some objective for a sustainable holiday. For example, waste, respect, but respect the nature, water, money. To plan a sustainable holiday, we need to take into account some sustainable development goal. For example, goal 3, ensure Italy lives and promote well-being for all at age. The MDGs have helped improve health globally by supporting the fight against disease such as AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. Goals 5 aims to achieve equal opportunities for women and men in economic development, the elimination for all forms of violence against women and girls, and equal right at all levels of participation. Goal 7 ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy flow. Objective 11 aims to reduce the per capita pollution produced by cities, and in particular as regards air quality and waste management. And goals 12 promotes the implementation of the 10-year program for a sustainable consumption and production model.
Okay. Who is next in group 2? Who is going to present section 4? Okay, section 4 is not there. Oh. Okay, I think no. Section 4 is not there, Imen. On section. Okay, that I think that we can move to group 3.
Okay, in group
Okay,
3.
Group 3, yes.
Okay, Fabrizio, will you explain the logo?
Yes, good morning, everyone. We chose this logo to represent the sustainable tourism because the sustainable tourism is a tourist that pardon. It's my mom, I'm sorry.
It's a kind of tourism, do you remember, Fabrizio? That is respectful of the environment.
Respectful for the nature, yes, exactly. So we choose this logo.
Okay, so section 1, students from School of Sfax. Is there anyone who can explain it?
Hi, I'm Khadija Sharfi from Pioneer Prep School of Sfax, and I'm gonna present website section 1. So what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. What are the Sustainable Development Goals? The Sustainable Development Goals, or Global Goals, are a collection of 17 interlinked objectives designed to serve as a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and into the future.
So section 2, students from Nabeni, sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Rabib Selmi. I'm so thrilled to have the opportunity to share with you our team's incredible journey of collaboration and teamwork. Over the past few months, I have had the privilege of working alongside a talented group of individuals, Aziz and Noris and Isra. Today, we're gonna identify no.
Good, Rabeb, go ahead, don't worry. It's all right.
So there are some definitions of carbon footprint and food footprint, carbon effect, Earth Overshoot Day. How can people reduce their carbon footprints in what is considered to be the most sustainable city in the world? What are some factors that make some cities more sustainable than others?
So, shall we move? Okay.
I'll begin by Sorry, Miss. Connection.
Okay,
According to the
thank you.
Nature U.S. Environmental Nonprofit, a carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases, either methane or carbon, generated by our activities. Then, food footprint. Food footprint mean the greenhouse gas emission produced by growing, rearing, farming, processing, transporting, storing, cooking, and disposing of the food you eat.
Carbon offset means the reduction or removal of emissions of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gas made in order to compensate for emissions made elsewhere. Offsets are measured in tons of carbon dioxide equivalents CO2e. Earth Overshoot Day and 2022. Earth Overshoot Day falls on 28 July. This means that humanity currently uses 75% more than what the planet's ecosystems can regenerate from Earth's overshoot day until the end of the year. Humanity operates on ecological deficit spending. Sorry. What is Earth Overshoot Day? Earth Overshoot Day marks the date when humanity demand for ecological resource and service and a given years exceeds what Earth can regenerate. And this year, in 2022, it falls on 28 July.
Who started Earth Overshoot Day? The concept of Earth Overshoot Day was first conceived by Andrew Sims of the UK think tank New Economic Foundation, which partnered with Global Footprint Network in 2006 to launch the first global Earth Overshoot Day campaign. How can people reduce their carbon footprint? We can reduce our carbon footprint through numerous ways, like reduce the amount of energy you use, eat fewer animal products, shop locally, travel smart, and reduce your waste. What is considered to be the most sustainable city in the world? The most sustainable city in the world is Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, sorry. What are some factors that make some cities more sustainable than others? For successful urban sustainability projects, we have to incorporate those 5 factors in our planning process, motivating people to use the sustainable options and discouraging them for choosing the unsustainable one. Availability, accessibility, attractiveness, affordability, and awareness of sustainable options.
Aziz and Isra made these logo through a study for this project's sustainable development goals, and the first logo by Aziz and the second logo by Isra.
Okay, section 3, Fabrizio and Sofia. Sofia?
Yes, hi everyone. How is sustainable tourism similar to or different from ecotourism? The World Tourism Organization defines ecotourism as all the nature-based forms of tourism in which the main motivation of the tourist is the observation and appreciation of nature, as well as the traditional culture prevailing in natural areas.
Sustainable tourism is defined by the UN Empowerment Program and the UN World Tourism Organization as tourism that takes a full account of its current and future economic, social, and environment impacts, addressing the needs of visitors, the industry, the environment, and host communities. Additionally, they say that sustainable tourism refers to the environment, economic, and social-cultural aspects of tourism development, and a sustainable balance must be established between these 3 dimensions to guarantee its long-term sustainability.
What are the 3 pillars that you should consider when you plan for a sustainable holiday trip? The 3 pillars are the environmental, economic, and socio-cultural aspects involved.
These are all the goals. So, how do the SDGs relate to our project? When planning a sustainable holiday, we have to take the Sustainable Development Goals into account. They can guide us in finding good option to make our trip sustainable, and we insert 2 pictures of it, and that's it.
Which ones of the Sustainable Development Goals should you consider when you plan for a sustainable holiday trip? We would like to innovate company in these areas, SDG 3, good health and well-being, SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, SDG 7, affordable and clean energy, SDG 12, sustainable consumption and production, SDG 13, climate action, SDG 14, life below water, SDG 15, life on land.
And in the Webquest section 4, we were asked about the best idea that we have selected for a sustainable trip. We had more ideas and we voted. And these are the results of the vote. Limit your waste and recycle it. Choose energy efficient products with an A label, UA energy label. Unplug your electronic devices and do not let your phone charge when the battery is already full. Turn off the water when you brush your teeth and wash the dishes.
Good job. Good job.
Okay,
Thank you.
yes. Some students also answered the question for questions for section 5, Sophia and Fabrizio. So these are Sophia's answers.
Yes, so for the question 1, that was what was challenging for me. I said that I found difficult to agree with other people while doing the project. And for the second questions, I said that I overcame the challenge with talking to them and listening to their ideas. And if I had to do this again, I would pay more attention to the task and the importance of them.
For the first question, I said the same thing of Sophia. For the second, I said that since at school we were used to working together, we easily overcame the challenge with our schoolmates. It was more difficult with the mates from the other countries. It was not easy to communicate. We have a different templates and activities to do after school, and to work well and share ideas we need time, which we didn't have, at least not enough. For the third question, I said that I will work better if meetings were organized at school.
Okay, is that all group 3?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. That was a good presentation indeed. I encourage you to do uh, to do similar things for your next project and to take advantage of the observations or the remarks you noted when working on this Webquest. Thank you, and we move on to group 4 if they are ready. Any presenters of group 4 here?
Oh, I think I'll present this one. If there aren't anyone, other people.
Yeah.
Do. So you can hear me, right? I hope so. Well, this logo tries to communicate that nature can be of such beautiful that we can just amaze us, but only if we have sustainable tourism so as to preserve it. Next slide, please. Next. So, what is sustainable development? Well, first thing of sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. 2. Can I go back, please?
Iman, can you move on to the next slide? Good.
Okay, so now the second one. Sustainable development means that we need to keep 3 things in not one. So progress, economic development, and climate and environment. Next one, please. Could you please go to the next slide?
Imen, can you move on to the next slide?
Sorry, my microphone was deactivated. So I said that section 1 is for my 2 pupils from Pioneer Prep School, as is indicated in the document.
Okay then.
Okay, sorry. So I give the floor. Thank you. So I give the floor to May to read the section 1. Yes, May.
Waiting for May. May, just a second. For the student who was presenting from Romania, maybe after, if you will carry on presenting, maybe after May, because she wrote her name in that section. Maybe you take on after her, okay?
Oh, okay then.
Go ahead, May.
Yes, May.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I am May. I will start by what is sustainable development. First, sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Also, you can explain sustainable development by having the need to keep three things like social progress, economic development, climate, and environment. In fact, you have 17 sustainable development goals. As you can see, there is 17 have been developed specialists, which are the first one is no poverty, the second one is zero hunger, the third one is good health and well-being, the fourth one is quality education, the fifth one is gender equality. The sixth one is clean water and sanitation. 71 is affordable and clean energy, etc.
Okay, thank you, May. Could you hear me? Because my microphone was deactivated. Yes?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, excellent. So the floor is yours, Muhammad.
Okay, teacher. Hello, everyone. I'm Mohammed from Specs. Well, I'm from Group 4, and I'll take the word from May to present the section 2. So, glossary, carbon footprint, footprint, carbon offset, Earth Overshoot Day, and any other terms that the group deems need clarifications. So, what is carbon footprint? It's the amount of carbon dioxide that is released into the atmosphere as a result of our activities. Like you see here in the photo, the big number of the industries that cause pollution and lead the negative carbon footprint. Carbon offset is a way to compensate for greenhouse gas emissions like carbon dioxide or CH4 by funding projects that reduce or remove these gases from the atmosphere. What is Earth Overshoot Day? Earth Overshoot Day is the date when humanity demand on nature exceeds Earth's capacity to regenerate those resources that year. In 2018, Earth Overshoot Day falls on August the 1st. It was calculated by the Global Footprint Network, like you see here in the photo of the globe. Yes, thank you, teacher.
Bravo, Mohammed. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, good. What about section 3? Yes.
Okay, so on section 3, each of us has done a small part of these questions, so they weren't like a general response to them. Shall I read all of them? Okay, I will. So for question number 14, when we plan for a sustainable holiday trip, we should follow the rules of the environment to avoid polluting the places that we visit. Also, we must think carefully about the people who are going to travel with us, their characters, personalities, and their feelings. Finally, we should maximize their utility in general and to be economic. By Mohammed Moura. The SDGs are strongly connected to that project. Sustainable travel refers to initiatives to adopt environmentally friendly travel practices in order to reduce the detrimental effects of travel and tourism on the environment and local populations. And I think that is 16. There is a strong relation between the SDGs and our project because the goals of the SDGs can help us protect the environment and to protect our mother nature by Mohammed Moura. I think. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Okay, now to the next slide, please. Thank you. 13. Both sustainable tourism and ecotourism focuses on minimizing the environmental impact and promoting responsible travel. However, ecotourism tends to lean more on nature conservation, while sustainable tourism also includes social and economic factors. By Theodora Dumitru. 14. The three pillars you should consider while planning a sustainable holiday trip are the following: environment, economic, and social. By Iwan Kauk. 15. By learning how to have a sustainable holiday trip, we accordingly implement the SDGs, such as number 15, also known as climate action. Therefore, the lessons we take on this project consequently relate to them. By Iwan Kauk. 16. While planning a sustainable holiday trip, we shall consider the SDGs, and mainly number 12, 13, and 15. Them being responsible consumption and production, climate action, and life on land. With this in mind, we can help with these goals by doing small actions such as bringing our own reusable water bottle, bag, or cutlery for on-the-go meals. By Daniel Bosco. On to the next slide, please. When you plan for a sustainable holiday trip, you should consider in prepare your healthy food, protect our earth, clean, and not pollute them. Also enjoy the beautiful scenery. Sustainability can play a major role on a sustainable holiday, make optimal use of environmental resources, and maintaining essential ecological processes, and helping to conserve natural heritage and biodiversity. So, with SDGs, our holiday trip will be that much better. 16. The three pillars or more of actually 3, 5, 13, and 15 would be the goals of sustainable development that should be included. 17, stay active, keep a well-balanced diet, eating healthy. Strike up new relationships, respect others and help them, and also cleaning the places you visit. By May Jaloli.
Yes. I want just to interrupt. Sorry. These two parts, it's done by May Jaluli and Mohammed Mroua, who are here with us, and
Okay.
they already presented the part of section 1, section 2. I want to thank them so much for these great ideas. Okay.
Thank you, teacher. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mohammed. This is also your ideas by Mohammed
Yes.
Mroua. Bravo. Yes. You want to present them, Mohammed, if you want? Else,
Okay, no problem.
Just I will check. This is the part of the Romanian students, Haifa? Or it's a volunteer? Just a
I don't
volunteer?
know.
If I don't know who's part.
Do you talk about me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm one of the Romanian students.
Okay, yes. Yes, this is your part, okay? To present it in group number 4.
Okay then. For 14. When we plan for a sustainable holiday trip, we should follow the rules of the environment, not pollute the places that we visit. Also, we must think carefully about the people who are going to travel with us. Yeah, their characters, personalities, and their feelings. Finally, we should maximize the utility in general to be economic and to bring healthy food when we are planning a sustainable holiday trip. That being the answer for 15. The SDGs goals can help us while following the rules when we travel. For 16, the SDGs are 3, 6, 7, 14, and 15. Now for 17, prepare carefully for your trip. Make sure of taking care of your health, respect people in general and help others, protect nature, and try your best to organize your plan for the trip and be responsible.
Okay, thank you. So what about section number 4? Who is the presenter of section number 4? He is here. Is he here or anyone who want to present this part of group number 4? Haifa, could you check?
Okay, I don't know. I will check the document because
Yes, I will
none
check
of
the
my
document. Okay, so we have only 2 presenters here, May and Mohammed. So the Romanian pupil was a volunteer. Thank you so much. I will go back to group number 4. Yes, I will give the floor to Mohammed if you want to present this part.
Yes, of course, teacher, no problem.
Yes. Yes, just you read the part. Yes, okay, I will. You are free to present this part, okay.
Thank you, teacher. Sorry, 1 minute.
Take your time.
Okay, so we are, yes,
So
we
thinking,
are. Yes,
so
okay.
thinking about tips to plan a sustainable holiday trip. Question number 17 in the Webquest. All the students in the group add their ideas in the Tricader. Give them some time to read. They vote for the best ideas, which they will include in their group presentation. 6 tips to do before or during a sustainable holiday. 1. Traveling to less crowded places to reduce overcrowding. 2. Travel more by bus instead of always taking a taxi. That pollutes less. 3. Choosing accommodation that is environmentally friendly. 4. Respect the local environment. 5. Eating in local places without fast food. 6. When you visit a place, don't damage the environment. In this way, you'll ruin the nature.
Good, very good, Mohammed. Okay, so I think that's all for this part, for group number 4. Is it okay, Haifa, Mariella? We go to group number 5?
Yes.
Yes.
So group 5. Any students from group 5 here? I know that there is a Tunisian student who is going to present from my class.
I have Yasmin. Yeah, I have Yasmin and Yusuf from section to present section 3, but we have another students. I don't know if they are here.
There is a student who is raising his or her hand. I don't know if she is a girl or a boy from Romania. Okay, so which section, the Romanian student, which section you will present? Because section 2 and 3 are taken. 1, 2, and 3 are taken. So
We are
maybe
going to
section 4?
present section 4.
Okay, good. There is another student also. Two students
from
are raising their hands. Yeah, from Romania. Okay, so section 5 maybe? The students from Romania, section 4 and 5? Okay.
No, we only have section 4.
Okay, section 4 for Romania, section 1 and 2 for Tunisia, and the others. You have a very nice logo, Haifa. I love it. Yes, really. I don't know who have created this logo. I will check in the document. We have 2 students, I don't know, from Romania or Italy, who created the logo. Okay, I will
They're
go
not
back
from
to...
Italy. They are not from Italy because I have no students in group of 5.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, so we move to the section. Yes. I have section
Hello,
number 1.
everyone.
Yes, okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be part of this endeavor. I'm Maya, and my group team is also ready as lead green leader and assembly fee. We are from Mabhani High School. In this endeavor for sustainable development, we collaborated with different groups in different schools. I coordinate with the lecturer and my colleagues as a reporter, and I work on the presentation in section 1, and also work on section 2, and there is role with the work on logo. And now I'm gonna start with the section 1. Sustainable development is to improve the world for all people while preserving opportunities for the future generation. There is a list of 17 priorities. The Sustainable Development Goals aim to safeguard the environment and poverty and promote prosperity for all. I leave the floor for Yasmin Ayedi. Yasmin.
Yes, you can read. Yes, she is not here, Yasmin Ayedi. Yasmin Boujelben is here. I think that Yasmin Ayedi, she is not here. I cannot check the participants, but you can explain section 1. It's okay.
Okay, sustainable development is an organism principle that aims at realizing human development goals, natural resources, and ecosystems service to human. Global goals are 17 objective collections that are made to serve human and the planet to make sure that peace and prosperity will be always there now and into the future.
Yes. Did you want to continue, or I give the floor to my students? Whatever you want.
You can give the floor to Tawfiq.
Okay. Tawfiq Siela is not here, but if you want Yusuf Lili or Yasmin Boujelben, they are here. Yasmin.
Sure.
Yes, Yasmin.
Shall I
Could
read?
you? Yes, could you read the part of your friend? Yes, thank you, Yasmin.
You're welcome. Sustainable development is broadly defined as development which meets the needs of the present without comprehend the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. The goals are this will accomplished by bringing together their respective governments, business, media, institutions of higher education and local NGOs to improve the lives of people in their country.
Yes. Yes, section 2. There are a person to present section 2, or or Yasmin can continue. Haifa.
Sorry, my mic was muted, so I don't know. Mayar, is it your part, or shall we give it to someone else?
Yes, you can do it. Oh my God.
Okay. So Mayar will continue then.
Yes, Mayar. Could you read this
Carbon
part?
footprint. Yes, I can change the section.
What?
Okay. Is there someone else that wants to take the section?
Yes. I think Yasmin
Teacher.
can continue. Yes, because this part,
Yes.
the whole of this part is written by Yasmin. Yes, Yasmin.
Carbon footprint is a measure of the amount of carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere as a result of the activities of particular individual organizations or community. Footprint is the greenhouse gas emissions produced by growing, rearing, forming, processing, transporting, storing, cooking, and disposing of the food you eat. Finally, carbon offset is a credit that a person or organization can buy to decrease its carbon footprint. The sustainable development
Yes, Yasmin.
For the sustainable development, we need to keep three things: social progress, economic development, climate, and environment.
These are some images. Yes. Okay, so we are still in section 2. Yes, if you want to continue, or I can give the floor to Yusuf or another one.
Yes, teacher, I can continue.
Thank you, Yasmin.
You're welcome. When planning a sustainable holiday trip, you should consider three pillars: environmental, social, and economic sustainability. For green travel, you can choose transportation options that have a lower carbon footprint, and you can stay eco-friendly accommodations. For sustainable travel practices, you can support local businesses and communities and be mindful of your waste and energy composition.
Conception. Yes. Okay. Yes, Yasmin. Yes. Could you continue? Sorry. Yes.
Question 14, the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, relate to our project because they provide a framework for sustainable development that can be applied to many different areas, including travel and tourism.
Yes.
Question
Yes. Yes, yes.
Question
yes.
16. Question 16. When planning for a sustainable holiday trip, you should consider several of the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, including SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities, SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, SDG 13, climate action, SDG 14, life below water, SDG 15, life on land. These goals are relevant to sustainable tourism and can help guide you in making sustainable choices during your trip.
Perfect, excellent. Okay, so we can move to Yusuf Lili. Are you here, Yusuf?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Could you present this part, or Yasmin continue presenting question 13?
Yasmin, continue.
Okay. But you still with us because you have a part to present it? Yes, Yasmin. Thank you so much, Yasmin. Yes.
You're welcome, teacher.
Yes,
Question 13. Question 13. Sustainable tourism and ecotourism are similar in that they both aim to minimize the negative impact of tourism on the environment and local communities. However, ecotourism specifically focuses on nature-based tourism that promotes conservation and sustainable use of natural resources. Sustainable tourism, on the other hand, encompasses a broader range of tourism activities and includes social, cultural, and economic sustainability in addition to environmental sustainability. In other words, sustainable tourism seeks to balance the needs of the environment, local communities, and the tourism industry, while ecotourism places a greater emphasis on environmental conservation.
Okay, so
this is our part.
Yes, okay.
So what should be taken into consideration when traveling in order to make it more eco-friendly? You can go to the next slide. If you do travel away from home, try to stay in locally run guest houses rather than big chain hotels. A small guest house is more likely to source its products and suppliers locally, which cuts down on supply chain emissions. Why not combine your trip with some volunteering? There are thousands of options available around the world, with everything from beach cleaning and reforestation projects to turtle conservation reserves and orphanages looking for volunteers. However, it is important to make sure the projects you volunteer with are not taking jobs from local people and have long-term sustainable benefits for the local community, in addition to the climate. It's just as important to conserve energy and water when on holidays as it is at home. Make sure to turn off the TV and lights when you leave your hotel room. Keep your showers short and let the housekeeping know you don't want your sheets and towels cleansed every day.
Before moving to the next slide, Imen, I think you wanted to say something about the form?
No, it's okay.
Okay,
yes.
But I ask your permission, and sorry for the interruption. just before leaving, make sure you fill in this evaluation form that I shared in the chat. Okay, so the floor is yours. You can carry on your presentation, and sorry for the interruption.
Check before you book if your airline is making steps to reduce waste or not. And when you get to your destination, avoid buying bottled water, which contributes to plastic pollution. Instead, bring your own water bottle with built-in water purifier and avoid the hotel's single-use toothbrushes. You can help by always flying economy, business class, and first class seats. Take up more room and are responsible for 3 to 9 times more emissions. As a traveler, you can help prevent a resurgence of over tourism by skipping tourist traps and getting off the beaten path. While it may be tempting to go to the same bucket list destinations that everyone is Instagramming, it can be even more rewarding to explore less traversed places.
Yes. I think we have finished the presentation for group number 5. Yes. Did you share the evaluation form, Haifa?
Yes, I did,
Yes.
Iman, and there are some students that answered it. Thank you to them. For those who didn't do it, please make sure you fill it in whenever it is possible and better before leaving this meeting. Thank you. Mariela, do you want to say something to our students? I think they all did great.
I want to thank them for their collaboration. And I'm sorry we had some problems with the classes here at Zrafa because it was not easy this year. Because of the platform, actually, eTwinning is quite demotivating for us. I don't know for you, maybe it works better, but here nothing works even now. And so it was not so appealing for my students to work on it as in previous years. But we managed to carry out the activities anyway. I hope when we continue next year that the platform will work better, will be better, because it's more interesting for the students to share ideas in the forum and to be able to upload their own materials, which was not possible because it took too long. And as I said, the students at a certain point couldn't find the use of the meaning of using this tool. I don't know if you faced the same problems.
Yes, I agree with you, Mariella. We had a hard time with the ESET platform, and equally, we were also discouraged working on the activities. But what I always say to my students, we need to be adaptable, and whenever we face some problems, we should find a way to solve those problems, and maybe we can if things get better in the platform, maybe next year we can improve the work we did, and the students will be able to upload their own work. But now we can work maybe on different tools, not only on the ESEP, but just to carry on the activities as a way to adapt to the situation. But yes, it was difficult. But
Yes, and I
it was
just
difficult.
I want to tell you that in Italy, the deadline to ask for the certificate is the 30th of June, as usual, not in November, as in Tunisia, but it doesn't matter. We will, if we decide that we can apply, I will apply next year, not this year.
I took the same decision as you, Mariela. I'm not going to apply this year because also we were told that it is not for November after being told it was for November.
Okay.
And maybe it will be in August, at the end of August, but still we will not be able to finish. So maybe we can carry on with the activities next year, and we will have enough time for us to carry on what was missing and take our time. Maybe things on the ESEP will be better also. So
okay.
Yeah, just I wanted to say to all the students who were there, it was not obvious to make such a collaborative work, and you did it. So for that, I want to say thank you. And there is no work that is perfect, even for the most professional people that are presenting. No work is perfect, but still, you did something great, something good. It's all a part of experience, and you can improve what you performed. You can learn from what didn't go well today for your next projects, maybe. Yes, Mariella?
Yes, I want to say that listening to your presentation, I could notice that you shared some very interesting ideas. And in September, when we continue working on the project, we can start from those ideas to carry on the project. You really had, and for example, the ideas shared in Group 5 about how to make a sustainable trip were really interesting. What do you think, Aifa?
Yes, they were really interesting and realistic, since the students thought about really the problems that a tourist may face during his holiday or her holiday that make a holiday that will not make a holiday sustainable. So thank you for thinking deeply into this question. And this question was not an easy one, so really you got to the point. And we can, with all the groups, they can start from your ideas, dig deeper, and maybe why not find other ways, innovative ways, as this topic is new. So this is a new field into tourism. Sustainable tourism is something, it's a niche, they say, in tourism. So maybe it will be flourishing in the next years. So maybe this also will give you ideas for business or some kind of business that you will work on in the future. So think about it and put a lot of effort into investigating in those ideas. Maybe that will help you in your future careers. Starting a project at school and ending up with it as a business, it's something good. Imen, maybe you want to say something, and the students also, if you want to say something before we conclude. So Imen?
Yes, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you, Haifa, for your great work. I want to thank you, Mariella, for your collaboration, all the partners for their great ideas, for their work, despite of the platform. Really, it was a hard work to work on this platform, but we try to do our best. I want to thank you, not only my students, but also all the students who are here as presenters, and the other students. They cannot join our meeting because they have, I think they have some circumstance, but I want to thank all the students of this project for their collaboration, their innovation, creativity, their ideas. I hope that we continue working on this project next year. with having more better conditions. And that's all. If students have wanted to express their opinions, they can raise their hand and they can activate their microphone if they want.
Does anybody want to say something as a conclusion at the end? Okay.
Okay, so I will stop recording if you want.
Yes. Shall we take a screenshot picture of everybody?